And a very good afternoon from our Edinburgh studio. You're tuned in to All In with Ali, Vaqueros Radio's exclusive home of sports talk. This is your host, Ali, and we got some exciting topics to delve into this week. Starting with a bit of what's going on in the NBA world. I mean, it feels like I've been opening up my shows with the NBA a lot, but I mean, there's always something going on when it comes to hoops, and we're going to start in San Antonio, where De'Aaron Fox against the Memphis Grizzlies hit a game winner, which, great for him, man. Absolutely beautiful shot. And that's kind of what we wanted to see. That's kind of what the Spurs wanted to see out of De'Aaron Fox, the last year's clutch player of the year. That's what they brought him over to do. But I mean, he's probably still going to have that thumb surgery at some point this year, and the Spurs are going to have to fully embrace the tank. But those kind of things really help with team building, especially for an organization that's trying to build a solid core like the San Antonio Spurs are. But what also transpired this week over in San Antonio is Coach Pop, after announcing that he was going to be out, he met with the team, and that seemed to have lit a fire under the team, and that sort of led to them playing the way they did. Of course, the Spurs ended up losing their very next game to the OKC Thunder, but the Thunder do that to a lot of teams, and there's a reason that they're the best in the West. I think this year it might be a really good year for OKC to go on a deep run when playoff time comes around, but hey, man, that's just Coach Pop bringing out the best of his players like he did here. And then right after, De'Aaron Fox hits a game winner for San Antonio. That's just the Coach Pop effect. We're hoping he comes back healthy next year, but ultimately that's his decision to come back or not. But yeah, OKC versus the Spurs, 146 to 132. I mean, to score 146 in a regulation game is absolutely insane. But the Thunder have been playing really inspired basketball all season. There was a bit of a scuffle during the game. Champagnie was ejected. Kenrich Williams was ejected from the game. Jalen Williams, career night for him too. Just all-around good game if you're OKC, not so much if you're San Antonio. Jalen Williams, though, 41 piece on 33 minutes, had 7 assists and 6 rebounds to go along with it. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander doing what he usually does, 31 points in 32 minutes. And Stephon Castle, I mean, I've been talking about how good Stephon Castle is going to be. You just got to give him minutes, and he's going to cook. And what does he do? Playing 32 minutes, drops 32 points, 3 assists, and 8 rebounds. I mean, Castle is going to be special. He's going to be so good. And I for one, I'm also looking forward to see him develop that chemistry alongside Fox and alongside Wemby. He's only going to get better as the players around him get better. And the more minutes you give him, the more starts you give him, the more he starts playing with the other two big pieces on that team, the better the Spurs are going to get. And so, despite all the things that San Antonio's gone through this year, I'm still going to be high on the Spurs for next year. Specifically because I want to see Stephon Castle take that next step. Wemby's going to end up taking that next step for sure. De'Aaron Fox is going to develop that chemistry. Plus, either whoever they end up trading for with those picks, or whoever they end up drafting. In this is a stacked draft class, and if they end up with 2 lottery picks, or if they end up trading one of those picks and getting a piece to that championship puzzle, they could be dangerous next year. Speaking of trade pieces, it's been confirmed Kevin Durant's going to be traded at the end of the year. We're hearing the rumors already from the Phoenix Suns, and he's more likely than not going to end up getting moved. And some rumors are already linking him to be traded to San Antonio to form a nice trio with Wemby and with Castle and with Fox. I mean, San Antonio's got the draft capital to do it. I mean, you have 2 choices: use your draft capital to draft, or use your draft capital to trade for a championship piece. And I mean, Kevin Durant, he's getting old, but he's still got the skills to do it. And we got to appreciate Kevin Durant while he's still here, because there's not a player I know who's as deeply in love with the game as Kevin Durant is. I mean, Kevin Durant, he eats, sleeps, and drinks basketball. He'd be an interesting piece alongside Wemby for sure. Maybe they bring back, the Twin Towers of the 90s they had back in the day, Duncan Robinson and Tim Duncan. And then now having KD and Wemby alongside each other, that would be very nice to watch. But Kevin Durant's also getting old, so that's something that you still got to consider. But we'll have to wait and see how that's going to transpire once the offseason gets here. It's going to be a huge offseason for San Antonio, that's for sure. Moving on now. Lakers beat the Clippers 108-102. And Luka Doncic, man, 29 points, 9 assists, almost had a double-double, had a triple-double in his return against the Mavs last time out. I mean, that was just an incredible game, like Luka revenge game all the way right there. But then Luka's been doing this again and again as the season goes on, and I'm still shocked as to how LA got him for as little as they got him. And he's getting better, his conditioning is getting better, and he's playing better. That's going to be the big key for the Lakers as they try to improve down the stretch, get ready in time for the playoffs. So his final tally, 37 minutes of play, 29 points, 9 assists. That was nearly a double-double. Assist away from that. To go along with 6 rebounds. What a performance for him. Moving on now to the NFL. T. Higgins. It was announced today that the Bengals put the franchise tag on T. Higgins. So they have their second wide receiver, which I thought they were going to let him test free agency because the Bengals were going to owe T. Higgins a lot of money. And he was playing well enough to deserve it, so they're going to end up putting the franchise tag on him. He's going to stay in Cincinnati for one more year. All right, well, we're going to take a brief break here on Vaquero Radio. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back after these messages. You're listening to All In with Ali on Vaquero Radio, the Valley's student station. System of a Down to close out that music break. Welcome back to All In with Ali. Some interesting things going on in the collegiate baseball world, specifically right here in Edinburgh, Texas, where as of today, your UTRGV Vaqueros are ranked number 8 in the RPI poll in the country. Yes, number 8 out of all teams in college baseball. 8th hottest team in the NCAA out of all Division I teams right now. That's because this weekend they swept the defending conference champions Lamar 3-0. First game, a 13-3 run rule victory in 7 innings. Second game, 2-0 shutout. And the third game, a 5-2 win to close out the series sweep. As of right now, 11-7 has them ranked number 25th out of all mid-major teams in the country. And not without reason. This was about as good of a performance as you could have asked for. It was just great performance by UTRGV this weekend. I mean, first of all, to do that against the defending conference champions, who were going in 9-1, by the way, and who were outscoring their opponents quite significantly. To do that and then to outscore them 20-5, just incredible. Great work by the offense. Just very patient, not swinging at many pitchers' pitches. And then that pitching staff put together an impressive performance, holding Lamar to just 5 runs in 3 games. According to a tweet from Jonah Goldberg, 25 innings, 20 hits, 20 hits allowed by the UTRGV pitching staff, 0 base hits. All singles. No doubles, no triples, no home runs, all singles. That is impressive work by the pitching staff. And to add to that, to just walk 12 and calculated total whip throughout the series, 1.28, which is an impressive number against an offense that was coming in red hot. Incredible work. And that's why they're ranked 25th out of all mid-major teams and 8th in RPI in the country. So what comes next? Well, they head to Houston this weekend to take on U of H. That game will be tomorrow at 6:30. So we were surprised last year when they beat UT in the midweek. This year when they beat the brakes out of DBU in the 9th inning. So who knows? Could we be in for another shock? I certainly hope so, and so do many of our fans here at UTRGV. And then right after that, they'll stay on the road, and they will, I believe, take on New Orleans for 3 games. Right now, looks like they could be UTRGV could be one of the teams that ends up hosting a regional, because the first 2 seeds in the conference will get to host a regional, and that environment would be absolutely spectacular to have right here in the Valley. Knowing how big our crowds get, knowing how loud UTRGV Baseball Stadium gets, that would be a great game to go to. As of right now, 4 teams are tied for first in the Southland Conference at 3-0. UTRGV, Southeastern McNeese, and Houston Christian sweeping their series. New Orleans is 2-1. That's who UTRGV will face this weekend. SFA is 1-2. Corpus is yet to play a conference opponent. Lamar, UIW, Nichols, and Northwestern State are all 0-3 at the first weekend of Southland Conference play in baseball. When we come back, though, let's talk some college hoops, some changes to the top 10, and what this means going ahead into Selection Sunday, which is a couple weeks from now. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for March Madness. We're almost there. It's almost that time of the year again for my bracket to get busted in the first round like it did last year. Not even the first round. The first game busted my bracket. But anyway, we'll have more for that right here on All In with Ali. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back after these messages. You're listening to Vaquero Radio, the Valley's student station. And we're back. Welcome back to All In with Ali. Let's talk a little bit of... Let's talk some college hoops. We got 4 teams that I want to talk about right now that are currently sitting in the top 10 in the AP poll. First off, it's Auburn sitting at the number 1 spot. I mean, they've just been incredibly consistent all year. These are 4 teams that I believe will make some noise when the tournament comes around. Here's a stat that I really like from Auburn: 10-2 versus teams in the AP top 10. So watch out for Auburn this year. I think it's very possible we end up seeing them in the Final Four this year. They've just been consistently good. The SEC is a tough basketball conference, and now with it's a tough conference to play in, and they've just been playing consistently good hoops all year. Over down to the number 2 spot, we're going down to Duke, and there's Cooper Flagg. He just keeps on shining, man. Cooper Flagg, he's good. He's really good. He's probably, I think, one of, if not the best players in collegiate basketball right now. 6 games where he went at least 15-5 and did not turn over the ball once. Those are the kind of performances that get you noticed. And I mean, as a freshman, you're already getting talked about and getting picked number 1 overall. I mean, that's just incredibly consistent basketball from Cooper Flagg. And good job for him. And he's really helping Duke make a case for another deep tournament run, and quite possibly a finals appearance for Duke. I mean, if Cooper Flagg plays the way that he's played in the regular season in the tournament, we could very possibly see them at least in the Final Four, if not winning the whole thing. But I mean, he is a freshman, and we don't know how he's going to perform when the lights get brighter. So we're only going to the only thing we can do at this point is wait and see. But I see no reason to believe why Cooper Flagg won't be able to keep it up. I mean, he's been playing really well all year. I really hope he continues to play well. And the kind of performances he's putting together have definitely gotten him noticed at the NBA level. A lot of teams want him right now. Wizards are tanking for him. Sixers are tanking for him now that Embiid's out for the year. Spurs are also in the mix for that number 1 overall position in the draft. So who knows where he's going to end up? Who knows how he's going to do in the tournament, man? But it's that Cooper Flagg's already indicated he's open to playing for 29 out of 30 teams. He's but I've also heard he might stay around for another year. But if I'm Cooper Flagg, I'm taking the spot in the draft right now because his draft stock hasn't been as high as it is right now. To be talked about as a freshman, to get selected 1 overall was just great work from him. And Duke's going to need that once they enter the conference tournament stage and they enter the NCAA tournament stage. And then number 3, I've been talking about how good Houston is in a top-heavy conference, and that's who is at number 3 this year, taking down Texas Tech on the road last week. I'm really for this year. I'm really high on Houston making the Final Four. They've been playing so good against quality opponents all year. And I'm going to once Selection Sunday comes around and it's time to fill out brackets, I'm going to have Houston making the Final Four. It's just they've been so good. I really like the way they play. And watch out for the Cougs in the Final Four. Don't let them get hot. And then finally, last but not least, St. John's. I talked about them last week. This week, they already clinched the Big East regular season wins title. They've just been playing great and inspired basketball all year. To go from unranked now to the 6th, to the number 6 team in the country, I think St. John's might shock some people once the tournament comes around. We got the UEFA Champions League starting again this week in the round of 16. We're gonna preview some of those matchups for you. Plus, on this day in sports history, don't miss out on that. We'll have it all for you right here on All In with Ali. You're listening to Vaquero Radio, the Valley's student station. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back after the break. And we are back from break. Welcome back to All In with Ali. And round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League starts this week. I'm excited for it. There's going to be 8 games taking place over tomorrow and Wednesday as we get the first leg of the round of 16 underway. And there's a lot of interesting matchups here. Tomorrow's games are one side of the bracket. Wednesday's games are another side of the bracket, and then we'll trade places once leg 2 comes around. As for my predictions for the round of 16, first matchup I want to talk about is the first game that's going to take place tomorrow at 11:45. Club Brugge versus Aston Villa. I mean, I'm going to end up picking Aston Villa to go through in the round of 16, and to, if not to outright win the first. Not just to outright win the first leg, but to go on to the round of 16. As of right now, Aston Villa is 3-2-0 over their last 5. They haven't lost a game in their last 5, and I'm just glad to see Villa at this stage in the Champions League. But I think they're going to go on. As well as Brugge played to get here. as well as Club Brugge played to get here, I think Aston Villa goes on to the round of 16. And just while I'm talking about the round of 16,
What up?
yeah, our station manager, Jan Trejo, just walked into the studio, and well, you heard him here last week when we talked about the UEFA Champions League, and we're just getting started. Now we're going to talk about Real versus Atletico starting.
I don't know how to feel about it. They lost.
I know they lost
They
today.
lost today. I don't know how to feel about it. Let's see how it goes in Champions League. I still have faith on Mbappe. Let's see how it goes.
I mean, hat trick. It's hard to top a hat trick your last Champions League game, but I think Mbappe stays hot, and playing in the Bernabeu on Champions League night that's a tough atmosphere, especially for Atletico to come in to play your rivals on a Champions League night. So I think Real takes this game.
Yeah, me too, definitely.
I think so. Not like they just lost to Betis today or anything.
No, I think on the levels, Real has more advantage.
Yeah, I think Real has the advantage here. So I think they'll take the first leg. PSV and Arsenal. I think Arsenal takes this one on the road.
Really?
Yeah.
I would say PSG though.
Really?
Yes, I would say I love Dembele, and I think he has that.
PSV, not PSG.
Oh, PSV.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Arsenal. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought it was PSG. No,
PSG plays Liverpool on Wednesday. So
my heart is divided. I'll go PSG. What do you go for?
I think PSG might. You know what? I think Liverpool takes this one.
Yes.
I have Liverpool taking the first game on the road.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm hoping to see that one.
Because Mo Salah's red hot right now.
Yes.
He's red hot.
I love him though. He's so good. Like good. I don't know. I want to see that game. We need to see that game together.
We have to. Yes. We have to. But yeah, that's my prediction for PSG Liverpool in the first leg. They'll take Liverpool takes the first game. Benfica Barca. What do you think? Barca's going to take that.
Dude, no, wait. Lamine Yamal has been just ongoing, dude, on fire.
We can't get enough of Lamine Yamal around here. I mean, yeah, as much as he loves to score against Madrid every time he plays, he's just incredible. To do what he does at that level at his age, it's just phenomenal. Barca's going to move on. Bayern versus Bayer Leverkusen. I think.
Who are you gonna choose?
I think that for the first leg, it'll be tied at 1.
Okay.
Because these are both they're the two best clubs in Germany. I think.
Yes. I'll go with Kane. Kane. I love Kane. I love his right hand. So.
Yeah, but Kane and trophies.
I know. You're right.
It's almost every year. Kane's like almost allergic to trophies. It's.
I know.
Surprising, man.
Yes, you're definitely right on that.
But I think Leverkusen and Bayer get tied going into the second leg. That's.
Yeah. Sounds like a good game.
Dortmund versus Lossi. It's no-brainer right there. Yeah. I think Dortmund goes on because. Signal Iduna is such a tough stadium to play in, especially in the Champions League. Going up against the yellow wall.
Yes, no. Hey, and I like a lot of the fans though. The fans of
BVB Dortmund.
Yeah, Dortmund. I love them.
They're for some of the most passionate fans.
Yes. Have you seen
in European football?
When they go one with when they're coming out and they have like a guy with some binoculars and looking at them? I love that. It's so cool.
And CBS Golazo, they sent Jamie Carragher to go with the fans, and they loved them.
Yes, of course, yeah, I love.
It's I would love to go to if I were to go to any game in Germany, I would want to go in the yellow wall at Signal Iduna.
Heck yeah, definitely, yes.
Incredible. And Feyenoord and Inter is the last of the games that are going to take place this week. I think Feyenoord takes the first one for sure because they've been on a good run. I like Feyenoord in this one.
I mean, they beat Milan though, so
they did.
Yeah,
so they kind of have one over on all of Italy right now. Yes. Why not make it 2?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, of course. Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah, well, that's the first round of the round of 16 and. Appreciate it, Jan, as always, for for coming in and talking about it. I know how much you love this segment of the show.
Please make sure to tune in to All In with Ali on Mondays at 3:30. He has a really good show, and this segment definitely worth it of hearing it. Please tune in.
Thank you, Jan. As we round out to the close of the show, let's go into what happened on this day in sports history. On this day, just last year in 2024, Caitlin Clark became the all-time scoring leader in NCAA basketball, both men's and women's, in a game that took place on March 3rd, 2024. She surpassed Pete Maravich's 3,667 points to bring her total to 3,685 plus. So as of this day last year, Caitlin Clark, all-time leading scorer in both men's and women's basketball in NCAA history. Congratulations to her. That record is probably not going to get broken, but I would love to see someone break it. That's what records are for. I mean, it was historic night when Caitlin Clark broke that record. I remember watching that game to see that record get broken. But if that record that stood for decades got broken, that's going to inspire someone else, either in men's or women's basketball, to break it. Well, that's about all we got. Don't forget to tune in. We got some great programs for the remainder of the week. We got a great program for you tonight. That's right, at 6:30. Don't forget to tune in to Vaquero Radio's exclusive coverage of the men's basketball game. Well, that will take place tonight against Southern Louisiana, I believe. Yes, Southern Louisiana. But that game will take place tonight at 6:30 right here on Vaquero Radio. Tune in tomorrow at 4 for In the Know with Coleman Beck. On Wednesday, we have our second airing of the newscast at 1 a.m. And at 1 p.m., we got Coffee Noise from our Edinburgh studio. As always, Thursday is a packed slate of programming. At 10 a.m., Library Talk and everything else. At 11:30, RGV Community Health with DJ Caliche Kid. And at 1, Vaquero Insider at 1 p.m. with and don't forget, new program time for Office Hours with Doc V on Fridays. That program now takes place at noon. Longest running program in the history of this station now takes place at noon on Fridays. Same day though. Same great programming. That's going to wrap it up for us here at All In with Ali. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we at Vaquero Radio are looking forward to having you here for the airing of tonight's basketball game at 6:30. That's when tip-off is going to take place, and we look forward to having you here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's edition of All In with Ali. You stay classy, UTRGV. Thank you so much. Have a great night.